Hi everyone, it's the show. It's the Liverpool show. Anything you want to say, just say it. Put a comment in, and everybody, please press the like. Get the just press the subscription, simply because it's good. It's good. It's you have like a family, and they're Steve, even Frank, even Stephen, and Brian Fennell. Hello, Frank. Sorry, driving again. Yeah. Unfortunately, don't forget it's like late afternoon or whatever day or mid afternoon. So it's that type of unfortunate. He's a guest, you see. He's a normal guest that I have on when he's not working on that day in his office or whatever, and he comes on. And Steve Evans, hello Frankie, mate. Wouldn't mind getting Lavia in from Southampton and maybe Barella from Inter. We'll be talking about them when Marios comes on, Steve. We'll be talking about. I don't fancy that Lavia really, because I'm being honest with you, against Liverpool on that match, and he was awful. I thought he was awful. I really did. And I thought, oh, we don't go after him. And don't forget, Manchester City don't want him. So he's a little bit of a reject. But Barella, as you know, I watch Serie A. And I've seen Barella. I've seen him loads and loads of times for Inter. And he is good. He is good. But you've got his age. He's 27. Whether that fits in with the age in our midfield, because we've got MacAllister. I like the likes of this. I really like Kone. I really do. I like the looks of him. I really do. I'll tell you who else I liked, but the chance of getting him, and that's Ugarte. I like the looks of him as well. But it's these things that, if we look at Thuram, for example, I like Thuram. By another two top midfielders. And as Stephen Slade, Thuram or Kone would make good signings. They are both young. Exactly, Steve. Exactly. I agree. And Steve Evans says, I haven't seen Kone or Thuram, to be honest, who got to the shavs. I know that's Steve, and that's all. Why didn't you come on? You're a nuisance, you. By the way, I'll be down to yours tomorrow. I'll be at the town hall. I'll be at the town hall tomorrow, so I'll be seeing you there tomorrow. Text me, Steve, if don't put it on here if you're in there tomorrow. And Lee Brady says, hello, Frank. Hiya, Lee. I was talking to Lee today. That'll be good. See, I'm waiting for Marios to come in. I'm waiting for Marios to come in. And listen, you lads, if you're ever buying any gear, like I've got one on now, look, Scouse House. But it's spelled the German way, the house, the German way, and it's off these lot. And they're absolutely brilliant. If you need any gear, it's small business, it's all top quality. I've washed this loads of times. It used to be black and it's gone grey. No, it's always been grey. I'm only joking. But I've got loads of stuff off them, and honestly, it's all top quality. And I've washed them loads of times, and they never lose the shape. They never lose the colour. They're just good quality. So, that's a scarf or a badge. And they're online. And if you go online, you've got it down there at the bottom there, at scarforabadge.com. Just do it if you want any stuff for next season. I'll make sure I get out of the way. Say, Steve Evans, that's tomorrow, you see, where I'm going. Sod off you. Getting the Glastonbury one off them, I think. Oh, right. Yeah, the Glastonbury. That's right, they've got the Glastonbury, haven't they, Steve? Yeah. But it's the great, honestly, Michael Dean and Michelle Dean, two lovely people. They do look after you, by the way. They really do look after you. So it's those people, small business, a small business. Keep them going. Keep these little red shop, keep it going. Top quality stuff and all reasonable prices, by the way. All reasonable prices. I'll put it up again later on while I talk to you. But let me know if I look, Steve Evans says, add a few off the bossness, as he says, bossness, and it is. It really is. They are really good. But anyway, let me know. We've got MacAllister. We've got him, right? We've got him. And unfortunately, they can't say, like, you know, holding a Liverpool shirt or anything because it can't be official yet. But we have got him. Who would you like to see? Now, one thing we cannot afford is to bring in the likes of free transfers and loanees. We don't want them. We don't want them. Shane McGowan, evening Frank, evening Shane, and thanks for the pint. Now, I've got bringing on Marius now. I'm bringing on Marius. Yeah, guess what? Odegaard off Arsenal, says Steve Evans. And Brian McGivern, Brian Edley says, all right, lads, how's everyone? Have we got MacAllister yet? Is it on Sky News? I've just been explaining, Brian, it can't become official until the end of the month, until the window opens. But, you know, it is, we've got him, we have got him, because he's having his, everything's being ironed out, and he's down at Melwood, not the Access training thing up in Kirby either tomorrow. I think I'll cover 2 days as medical. So, yeah. So I think we're all right. And thanks for the point, Shane. And I'm going to bring in the lads all the way from Athens, the big marathon runner, the reporter, the journalist rather, and the wonderful author of the subject. Hi, Marius.
Hello, Frank. Nice to meet you once again.
It's really good. There's George. He's away on a cruise. There's me and you tonight.
I'm really jealous of him.
Believe it or not, Tommy's looking after dogs. Because his niece has gone away to on a holiday for a week, and he's having problems trying to get on.
Oh, so
Jason's trying to sort him out to get him on.
So where's Brian? Where's Brian?
Brian, he's driving. He's somewhere in Seattle driving. He said, "I'm sorry, I'm driving home." Just absolutely nuts. I just said there, Marius.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers. Yeah, and that's non-alcoholic. That's non-alcoholic.
Non-alcohol, yes. That's...
Yeah, well, there you go. You see, that's what you call dedication to marathon running. Not having a proper
Thank you so much.
Anyway,
but I promise that we will drink together alcohol beers in Liverpool soon, in 2 months.
Yeah, coming here.
Yeah.
Because you're coming over there, isn't it, for the signing? There's a signing, isn't there, in August?
Yeah, in August 17. In the
August
1, yes.
17.
Yeah, and I hope for a nice event. Yes, I hope.
I'll just go on about these people. They're saying Charlie Cairns, even Frank and Marius. Steve Evans says MacAllister's doing his medical tomorrow, usually done at a hospital down the South End. And Steve Evans says, even in Marios, mate. And
Even in.
says, at one time, Casido looked a good prospect, but the whisper is his ego runs away with him. Evening, Marios. Hope you're well.
Evening to everybody. Thank you so much. I can't see the messages that.
Oh, can you see them?
I cannot.
You can't see them
on SteamYard. I cannot see. Maybe I have to open YouTube to
well, there's a lad named John, and he calls himself Heighten Fatties, right? And he says pew, like Liverpool. It's a little slang thing. Up the pew, so he always just comes out with that. Great lads, great lads. And Brian Headley says, I want to believe it. I won't believe it until I see it. They will probably tell the club chiefs that they can't cook Argentinian food or something to put them off. I cannot and will not believe it until I see him in that shirt. And that's my fault. I should have been putting them up. I'm sorry, Dave, Marios. My fault.
No.
But that's what he says anyway. But he is believe in it, Brian, believe in it, And he says, all right, Snapey lads, up the effing Reds, mate. It's great. And Brian McGivern says, how are you, Marius, mate?
Good to thanks see for you, asking. Good to see you too, even that way. I'm really good. I had a really nice weekend in my village after so many times. So yeah, it's a kind of holiday for some days. Switch off and relax. Playing beach volleyball, swimming all the time. So that's like the color of my skin has changed a little bit.
Well, Tommy, when he was in Turkey, he went to Ismaila. He went paragliding and bungee jumping.
Tommy,
yeah, bungee jumping and paragliding. He said it was, invigorating for the body and everything else. And I'm going to bring him on now. There he is.
Take no heed of him, Marios.
Good. Tell us about
bungee jumping, paragliding. You're joking. I've got a homeless in my hand, and it's awkward. Look at him over there.
At least you're on.
Look at him.
Look at that.
That's our Paddy. That's our Paddy.
Paddy. It's our Paddy. Well, anyway, Lee Brady says, can't wait for next season to start already. I hate these breaks in football, but it has to happen. Of course it has to happen, to be honest. I'll just go through these, lads, and we'll get down to the business. So, who did like? Get another centre-half in, says Steve Evans. And who do you want, Frank and Mario? So we'll come to that. And Tommy. We'll come to who we would like to have in the side, in the just midfield, to be honest. Let's just concentrate on that. And being generous, I give Potterless 6 months max at Spurs, says Steve Evans. Can't see him getting on with that Levy fella.
I remember this guy, Postecoglou, when I was a child, because he was the coach of the team of my birthplace called Patras. The club is called Panachaiki, and he was the coach of that club back in 2006, I think. And I remember that his name from that days. So he went on and on Australia, and then to Celtic, and now to Spurs. Yeah, I have read today that his football is called heavy metal football. I think. I thought that's Jurgen's. That's Jurgen's.
Yeah, it is. It is. But as Steve says, he won't give him 6 months, or 6 months maximum at Spurs. I think Spurs has got into a free fall. I really do believe that. And it'll be hard to get back. We went into a free fall. We thought we did. And as Tommy, I was talking to Tommy before, and he said if we had the back ends of the season at the beginning of the season, we would have been right up there. And he's so right. He's so right. Instead of all those silly losses and draws. Anyway, Brian Headley says Tommy was budgie smuggling, not bungee jumping. Which is nice. Stephen Snape says, even at Tommy, lad.
All right, Steve.
And lads, would you take some from Spurs? We'll go on to that. Okay. Because what I want to do, I'm going to ask both Tommy and Marios who they like. We've got MacAllister. That's done. That's a done deal. Tommy will be with us as well tomorrow. Stay. Tommy will be with me tomorrow. Down the town hall. Okay, the egos in the dressing room, they're much those seen on Dallas, all of them years ago. And that's what he's saying, about the egos. And there are lots of egos, unfortunately. There are lots of them. So, who would you like to see, along with MacAllister, Marios?
Yeah,
Liverpool, who would you, another two. We need another two.
And we need another two, yes. I have to admit that I'm kind of optimistic from the moment I read the price we will pay for MacAllister, because I thought there would be kind of 70 million, but the reports of the latest hours talk about kind of 45 and 50 million. So this is really good news, because there's an open space for more spending to other players. So from now on, I think we will get two midfielders more. Yes. I read, I think Fabrizio Romano said that we are in talks with the agents of Manu Kone of Nice, I think, and Thuram's son from Mönchengladbach. I saw only some videos from Manu Kone, and I liked him a lot because he's really he looks really good defensive wise, and I think that's what we needed the most this time, a good defending player in the midfield to replace or help Fabinho. I think we need for sure a good defensive midfield. I think Manu Kone seems a really good option. Let's see what happens. Yeah, that's for sure. I would also love to bring in Mason Mount, but he seems to go into.
Well, there's a stall on his whatever it is. It's contract, isn't it? There's another stall there. You never know what anything brings now. Newhouse, maybe, says Steve Evans. Newhouse. I've never heard of him myself. I don't watch the Bundesliga. Never watch it.
Yeah, man. Neither do I.
So or whatever his name is, he's looking at all these players. He knows what's what. I just hope that he knows the system that Liverpool play. I just hope he does. But we do need another centre back, and we do need a right back, in my opinion. And I'm going to go to Tommy. Who would you like to see the other two midfielders? Who would you like to see brought in alongside MacAllister?
It looks like Kane's going to leave Spurs, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So if he goes, I would definitely go for Son.
No, I'm talking about midfield, Sam. Who would you like to see?
Oh, in the middle?
Yeah.
I mean, looks like Declan Rice is on his way to Arsenal, so it looks like we've lost him. Yeah. But I agree with Marios. If we could get Mount, I'd be happy with Mount.
Well, what about this Kone and Thuram?
Yeah, well, I mean, they're great if you can get them, though, Frank. I mean, it's all up in the air at the minute, isn't it?
But I was listening and I was reading and I'm in contact with somebody that the likes of Kone and the Turam signings are imminent. Imminent.
I told you
Because
before on the phone.
McAllister's already signed.
I won't believe nothing until I see them in a red shirt.
Yeah, well, whose fault is it though? You know, for us to think like that. Whose fault is it?
FSG's.
Well, there you go, because we've been promised so much. But one thing we've got for sure, and that's MacAllister. That's Alexis McAllister. And we need
That's a good
another
buy.
two. We need another two midfielders. And it's very important that we can't go wrong. It really is. Let's see what the lads are saying. Let's see what the lads are saying. And let's see what Lee Brady says. He says, if we have MacAllister, Thuram and Coney in midfield, what's Klopp's plan for Trent? Will he be in midfield? Was that mine? Was that mine there? Was that mine? Motorbike.
Who's on the motorbike?
So, you know, he said, would Trent be put back in midfield or right back? I hope he keeps him in the midfield, though. That's what Lee Brady says. We'll go back to that. That's a good shout. Brian says, lads, I know they have to be shipped on, but it would be so sad to have Hendo, Thiago, Fabinho, and one of our strikers on the bench for just 1 year. It would do that. It would do for that one comeback season. I don't know. I just don't know.
It's keeping Thiago on the pitch, though, isn't it? That's the problem. Nobody says he's not a class player. Of course he is.
But
he doesn't play enough football. He doesn't play enough.
But it's Henderson. His legs have gone. He can't last the season. He cannot last the season. And I mentioned there today about the armband being taken off him and given to Virgil, because Virgil's an ever-present player, ever-present, and the vice captaincy given to Trent.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Because there's not going to be many games that Henderson will be playing, and I think it'll be ridiculous to keep him with the armbands. That's in my opinion.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
Evening, chaps. Yeah, exactly. And as Steve Evans says, get a right back, Trent to stay centre, right mid. Away Kone and Thuram are mates. There you go.
Yeah.
And they are, yeah.
Well, we definitely need a right back. And we've got to get the best that is out there. It's easy as that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's a good point, actually. I really do. Soulboy Francis, FSG still looking for bargains. Getting MacAllister cheap and linked with Tielemans the other day on a free. And that's my problem with the owners. That's my problem with the owners. And I mentioned this ages ago when I said when the season ends, will they go after more loanees? And I mentioned Tielemans. I said Tielemans is free. We know we need midfielders. Would we go after him? I don't want Tielemans. He's not good enough. It's as simple as that.
I think we've got a good buy with MacAllister, though. The price we paid for him.
Oh yeah, we've got a bargain with him because it's less.
Yeah.
It's around 35 million. So we've got the money. Really, we've got the money.
Yeah.
To buy.
So he's got to go and look at the best right back what's available.
Well,
not a bargain base one.
Well, as Brian Edley says, if Brighton with 2 barrels and go and get Casido.
Yeah, I wouldn't be arguing with that.
Well, there you go. You see, it's all but it's all ifs and buts, isn't it? It really
Yeah.
is all ifs and buts. And
I'm sure Jurgen Klopp knows who he wants.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. Okay. Personally, this is Stephen Snape. Personally, I'd stay away from English players. I prefer foreign players, hungry and with a point to prove. I was quietly chuffed that Mount isn't coming. Just my opinion. That's what he says about Mason Mount.
But the way I look at it is this: you want players if you can get them who are proven in the Premier League, because it's a hard league. You know, you might bring foreigners in who play in Italy or Spain or whatever, great players, but they come in the Premiership and it's a different kettle of fish.
Well, as Charlie Wood says, FSG are still shopping a known bargain. And
Yeah.
carries on. It's getting better, Charlie. It was networking last week. Next out says me. So they know they really know. They're not stupid. Our fans are not stupid. We know why. We don't trust. We say until that player has signed on the dotted line and is sitting there in a red shirt, we know then that he's a Liverpool player. Because look at all the messing with look at all the messing last season with Jude Bellingham. Look at all that. You just couldn't make it up. You couldn't write a script.
I think Klopp has got a few surprises up his sleeve for Liverpool.
But let's hope. Let's hope. And Stephen Snape's Thiago's too fragile, and Henderson's engine room has gone.
Totally agree. Yes.
And it has gone.
Yeah, that's cynical truth.
Can anybody say? Steve Evans mentioned a fella named Newhouse. Anyone heard of him? Obviously,
German.
Yeah, I've heard of him. I don't have images of him. I haven't seen him. No. Yes, but I don't know much about him. Sorry.
I always remember when we brought in a couple of Germans. What was his name? Karl-Heinz Riedler and Babel. Remember that Babel? He was unbelievable. Yeah. But so was Karl-Heinz and Christian Ziege. I thought they were great. I really did. Thought they were absolutely great. Let's see.
But the Germans, the Germans have always had great midfielders. From Matthias, right through. So Beckenbauer, right through from the 60s, 70s, 80s. They've always had great midfielders.
Yeah.
And if we could get one of them who stands out, would be good, yeah.
Well, what do you think of this comment? Frank cannot be at right back again. It puts us a goal down again. Simply too costly to put him back there. I wouldn't be excited if we signed more, but Trent was put back. So putting Trent back as could it be?
I don't think Jurgen Klopp has any intentions of putting him back at right back, because he's been a revelation. He's been like a new player the last 6-7 games of the season.
Well, Steve Evans says here that we're looking at the lad Tete is that at Fulham, a decent right back.
Really? Didn't hear that rumor? Yes.
Yeah, that's what he says. I've heard. Lads, I'll be honest. I think we won't get any more midfielders off these clowns.
Oh no, I'm not too pessimistic.
No, I think
I'm optimistic that Jurgen Klopp will bring in 3 or 4 players. What you've got to understand with Klopp is he gets players who will fit into his team, not because they're stars. He looks at a player, he thinks he plays the Liverpool way. I'll get him.
Yeah.
And that's what he does. He buys players who fit into his team.
There's a good point there. And I'll have to go and put the kettle on for me. I haven't had a cup of tea. But just have a go. See what you think of what Steve Evans says. I think that's a cracker, that. Pity we're not signed in Casido. Can swap roles with Trent when needed. What do you think of that? I won't be a minute, by the way. What do you think of that, Marios?
Yeah, a nice point. As for Caicedo, I have to mention that a reason of why MacAllister was so great at Brighton was Caicedo, because they work with each other and for each other really good. And yeah, he helped. Caicedo helps MacAllister come deeper and take the ball and pass it forward. So it would be a dream if Caicedo walks into Anfield too. And I think that's the kind of player I was thinking of before when I was speaking about the need of a new defensive midfielder. But I'm not so optimistic about this man. I don't believe that we will go on and pay that amount to bring him in. That's my only worry, as you know.
But the thing is, Mario, we could get the two of them for the price what we thought we were going to pay for MacAllister.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
Just say we were going to pay 75 million for MacAllister. You get the two of them for 75 million, that would be a good deal.
No, of course. It will be a bargain, of course.
Yeah.
But that'd be a good idea, what Steve said there. You know, if you get Casido, we can swap because, you know, let's be honest, there was a new lease of life for Trent, wasn't it, when he was going into midfield? And I think he can only get better, by the way. And I think he's the type of player to have a shot from outside the area.
Oh, he's going to improve 1,000,000%, mate, in that position.
What do you think of that? Get Steve Finnan back. I know he's only joking. God, remember him, not seen him for years since he left, not even at any charity games. And he was great. He was one of the most underrated players Liverpool had. Steve Finnan, right back.
Well, we need somebody in the middle who can get from box to box and have a good engine and have a good head, defend-wise. But we also need another attacking midfielder who's going to score goals.
Yeah.
And that's where I like Mason Mount.
Yes.
He's proven he can score goals in the Premier League.
Yeah, he's unpredictable and he's very good off the ball.
Yeah.
Very good off the ball player, yes. But you know, the hope dies last. So let's see what happens, because even MacAllister wanted to play Champions League football, but he chose to play for Liverpool just for Jurgen Klopp. I think Mason Mount would also be a Klopp's player.
Yes,
he had the mindset and the attributes to be a star under Jurgen. I would love him to be to Liverpool. Yes.
I mean, if he sat down with Jurgen in a room for half an hour, he would sign for Liverpool.
Yeah.
It's the same with Casido. I hope he goes down to chat with Casido or gets MacAllister to have a word with him and say, bring him in with you. You'll be stars here.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if it works like that.
Yeah, and that's a great power of Liverpool, and we were really privileged to have for Jurgen. I read that the reason why MacAllister chose to agree with Liverpool was the personal discussions with Jurgen. That's incredible.
Oh yeah,
it's incredible.
Yeah, well, that's the same as I think. I don't know whether it's Kone or Toram. I'm not quite so sure. who wants to play for Klopp.
I think it's
Wants to play
Turner.
for Klopp.
I think it's Turner, mate. I
There's
read
a
about
lot
him.
more. Can anybody tell me about this lad Vega from
Celta.
Celta Vigo?
Yeah.
Or Celta Vigo?
Never seen him.
No,
Never seen him.
No. Everybody's raving about
Neither
him.
do I.
You know, get Steve Finnan back. Oh, that's
Charity news.
I think Klopp bases his signings on the character of players he wants to sign. I agree with Tommy in as much as a Premier League experience is important, but we've seen how Klopp can integrate players. That's a good point, actually.
Yeah, but
That's
the
a
thing
very
is,
good
we need
point.
them to hit the ground running. You can't afford to take a month or 6 weeks to get them into it.
No, not this time. And this is why, as I said, I was talking to some person today, and he was just going on about. He said next season, he said all the forwards will be refreshed. The likes of Diaz will be up and running.
Yeah.
Nunes will be up and running. Jota, he mentioned them all. He mentions every one of them. He said they'll be all like finely tuned to get going. He said, but we've got to have the midfield. And everybody's going on about that, about the midfield. And I said, well, we've got MacAllister. And he says, yeah, that's right. And he said to me, who would you like to see come in? And I mentioned that. I said, well, what about this lad, Vega? He said, yeah, I believe he's a fantastic prospect. And there's lots of teams who are after him. He said, but I doubt if he'd come to Liverpool. And I mentioned Barella. I said, what about him? He said, he would love Liverpool. And do you know why he said, well, he said, mentioned Klopp. But why would he love Liverpool? What do you think he said why he'd love Liverpool?
The fans.
The fans.
Wow.
He said that someone was telling him, who was it? I tell you who it was. Totti.
Wow.
Totti was telling him. He said, I've never heard fans like the Liverpool fans in my life. And he was, they would have some presentation or something last week. And he said Barella would fit in with Liverpool and the fans would love him. And he'd love the fans back. You see what I mean? So the fans have got a big, important part to play in who we get. Who we get.
And it's easy
it was a lot to play for Liverpool just for the fans.
Yeah, it's easy if you can make a song up and they've got an easy name.
Yeah. So I think what Stephen says there is right. To be honest, didn't Marcus Babbel take some sort of life-threatening disease? Frankie did, and it nearly, he nearly died from it. Really, nearly died, unfortunately. Steve Evans says, Odegaard, as I said earlier, would be boss for us. Odegaard.
Yeah, but I can't see a way for Arsenal to sell him.
Yeah, he's Dutch, isn't he, Odegaard? I think he is. Well, it sounds a Dutch name anyway.
Dutch or Danish.
But at least he's, and even Brian Evans says spot on, Steve, about Odegaard.
Norway, I think.
But I've just been saying to Mario, Frank.
Yeah, Scandinavian, yeah.
It's that Casidas. He's great mates with MacAllister. And they had a great partnership.
Yeah.
So hopefully he might have a word with him. And all he's got to do is sit down with Klopp for half an hour and he'd sign.
He's so. But the point is, where's the barrier? Where is the barrier for Casido coming to Liverpool? Well, it's the owners. The owners are look. Say like let's put Casido there, right? Let's put him there in the shop window, and let's put Tielemans in the shop window. The both of them. Who would the owners? Who would our owners go after?
So what you're saying, Jurgen Klopp would have no say in it?
No, they wouldn't. No, he wouldn't. So the owners would say, get him, because he's free.
Yeah, but they thought they were going to pay.
That's the way I look at the owners.
Yeah, but they thought they were going to pay 75 million for MacAllister.
Yeah, but that's where it's come right down.
Yeah, but the thing is, you might get the two of them for that.
Yeah. But we can afford Casino. We can afford him, and we can afford another midfielder as well.
Yeah.
But we need, as Mario said, a defensive midfielder.
Yeah.
And an attacking midfielder.
Yeah.
Someone, the likes of a younger Thiago who can move. Just imagine having him.
Another piece of Cormac. I think.
Unbelievable, that lad. Unbelievable.
Yeah. What an engineer.
Nunes, Diaz, Salah, MacAllister, Kone, Thuram, Trent, Robbo. Imagine our pressing game next season. That's without the likes of Jota and Batatic, Elliott, to name a few, says Lee Brady. That sounds frightening. Nunes, Diaz, Salah, MacAllister, Kone,
that counter press.
It does sound frightening. We've got the best forward line in the.
And he's left out Gapco there as well.
Yeah, but we need a right back and another sensible defender.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Everybody's saying that. Everybody.
It's nice having the best forwards if you can't defend.
No, but that's the most important thing, Tom. This is what's been going on, for months now, not just like now. That we need midfielders. We need top quality midfielders. We've got one in. He is top quality. But we need another two top quality midfielders to play alongside him. Young, full of energy, can do the high press. This is what we need. And we need a centre-back just in case Konate or Virgil gets injured. Because we can't rely on Gomez. We cannot rely on that lad anymore.
I think Virgil will be brilliant next season. He's got over that bad injury.
Yeah.
And he did struggle a bit, but next season he'll be fighting fit.
Oh, yeah, I agree. Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, and the key is the midfield, even for the centre backs. Yes, for Virgil to be in his best possible condition, we need a great midfield area.
Yeah, who can defend the back four.
Yeah.
Well, Stephen Snape says Trent's distribution needs utilising further up the pitch. His vision's as good as anyone in the league. Putting him back at right back would stifle his development.
I don't think that's going to happen.
No, I think what Steve Evans said, if we brought in Casino, it'll be great to utilise both. Casino could go to right back and, Trent in midfield and vice versa. Play them, utilise them. That would be fantastic. I think that's.
And also, he understands how MacAllister plays too.
Yes, yeah. It's
going to be exciting next year, mate.
Well, this is what we want, isn't it? What happens with the investments FSG said they were looking for? Say, Solboy.
Your favorite topic, Frank.
I know. But I get criticised. I always get criticised for saying it.
But come on.
We were in the predicament at the beginning of last season. with lack of investment. And Tommy, I tell you, 2 years ago, I said we need a midfielder. At the beginning of, last season just gone, I said we need 2 midfielders. And I know that I've been vindicated. Now we need 3.
I still speak to that today. You think FSG have done everything for that. You can't convince them. So you might as well not talk.
Yeah.
They're convinced FSG have done wonders at Liverpool.
I had to block someone, and I don't normally do that. I just said, and it had nothing to do with football, really. A comment came up. He's a lovely fella, this fella. I never blocked this fella, by the way. And a few weeks ago, I put up, he put a picture up of, the waterfront or something. And I mentioned about the architect and when it was built, and whenever I was the first of this and the first of that. And this fella came under me and went like that. Do you reckon FSG was about that or something, something stupid? I said, this has got nothing to do about football. He said, but I've heard you going on about FSG. I said, yeah, you want to try and invest? So I left it at that. So yesterday he said something, and it was about the grounds. Someone put the picture. I said, yeah. I said, I've been watching a mate of mine, Paul Frost, who goes up to the grounds every day and he videos it with his drone and other things. I said, it looks great. I've been looking at the new stands being built. And this fella come on and went there, FSG built that. I said, I don't think so. I said, I've seen fellas, but they never had FSG on the back, on the high visors. I said, and also, isn't it sponsored? Isn't the stand sponsored? I said, wasn't the big stand sponsored and the thing up in there? And these are the type of people that I have to put up with. You can't criticize. And I can't mention, what I mentioned to this fella. I did tell Tommy though, didn't I, Tom?
So, what do you think they understand, mate?
It's the only thing they understand. They can't see the bigger picture. It's excuse after excuse. Why do you
That's why you're wasting your time to answer him, mate.
It's lack of investment. Lee Brady's going on about can't remember the last I heard. Finnan went to London working for his brother's construction business, but I'm not sure how true it is. Oh, that's a shame.
Really?
I think he might have gone back to Ireland,
Yeah. I thought he was great myself. I really did.
And he's a nice lad, isn't he?
Yeah, he was. He was. He just got on with his job, didn't he? He just done what he had to do and did it well.
Yeah.
Vega is rated highly. Can't say much as I haven't seen him play, says Steve Evans.
Neither do I. Yes.
But whoever we get, he's got to fit in. And he's got to fit the profile. Jurgen Klopp's profile.
Yeah.
We've all said it.
And Jurgen will know who he wants.
Exactly what you've said that all along. You've said that.
And I have faith in Jurgen.
He's only 21, says Soulboy Fran, Vega that is, but looks more forward-thinking than midfielder. A more forward-thinking midfielder. That sounds good, because that midfielder who is described, Steven Gerrard was like that. Forward-thinking, because Steven was always forward-thinking, wasn't he?
Yeah. I heard Steven Gerrard talking, and I couldn't remember who the lad he was talking about. He's only got to be a young lad now. And he said, he's got more skill. He does more running. He hits the ball harder. than I ever did at his age. And I don't know who he is.
I'm gonna bring
Can't
in.
remember.
I'm gonna bring
Go on.
in Vega's dad. He wants to come on, if you don't mind. There he is.
All right, Brian.
Hello. Hi, how are you? Hello.
All right, mate.
nice background.
Oh yeah. I'm
He's
here in my car. I feel the safest of all. Yeah, I'm here. So, how are you?
That's great. That's brilliant. We was just saying before, I don't know whether you were listening, I'd like your opinion on this. And, lots of people are tuning in as well, Brian.
Sure.
There's, we mentioned about MacAllister, a done deal, it's a done deal. He'll be getting his medical tomorrow and whatever, but he can't become an official player until the day of the window opens. But who would you like to see to come in with him, another two midfielders? Who would you like to see?
Throw many aside, I would love to see Kone and Thuram both come in. Now I heard I would like to get Tielemans because he's free, but I'd like to see those two come in. They both young, solid players. They have World Cup experience. Kone I think was on the under 21 team or under. Anyway, he was a young player, but they all have championship caliber experience. Thuram didn't win the finals, but he was in it and played a big part. So yeah, I like that. And MacAllister, as they all have championship pedigree or experience playing deep in a tournament or deep in whatever, young. So let's see those two come, and I think they'll work well with interspersing Elliot. I'll call him Frodo. Yeah, Frodo and Bajitic. So those that'll be a nice little combination that Klopp can weave in with those three players.
Well, Steve Evans, he came out with a cracking comment, and he said, "I'd like us to get Casido because he could interchange, with Trent. If Trent wants to go in midfield, he can drop back, right back, and through games." And that's what he said. And I thought that was a great comment. And as Tommy said, he's used to playing with MacAllister, so they know each other's game as well. So I think that'll be a fantastic signing. But the point is, as we mentioned before, Brian, is FSG, if they pay the money for him. He's lost for words.
I'm trying to avoid turning this into another FSG bashing, but okay, they'll be challenged to pay the money or to get the money from FSG for Caicedo. I'd love to see him there too. But I think as far as the club's wheelhouse, which is about 20 to 45 million, that's sort of the sweet spot. Because anything above that tends to be challenging and drawn out. So,
well, the thing is, Brian, they thought they were going to pay 75 for MacAllister, and they got him like our price.
Yeah.
So maybe we get the two of them for 75.
That would be great. I also heard Frank Carlyle for 30 million from Barcelona. Have you heard that or anything on that? Or is that just paper talk?
Not like paper talk. I haven't heard that. But I mean, everything's paper talk at the minute except MacAllister.
True.
I've just had a text of a big international artist. He is from Liverpool. He's one of the great artists, actually. And he's just texted and said, "Great show, Frank." And that's Anthony Brown.
All right.
Brilliant to come from him. Great show. He's a big red. He's an international artist as well. And he did all this artwork going back He was commissioned to do it, and I went. It was over in New York, actually, the exhibition, big exhibition, and the New Yorkers loved it. I don't know whether it went around somewhere else. I just don't know. So it's great coming from. So it's a great show, lads.
Very good.
Well done.
A pleasure.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you. So let's get back to these. Charlie Wood says we should get a good pre-season out the way, and I totally agree.
Yeah, but it's going to be a shorter one, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I think we're playing mostly in Germany.
Yeah, it's only going to be a few games, yeah.
So I think that's where, is it Schmacker, whatever his name is, you know, our new, stop laughing, you, Mario.
Oh, sorry.
I'll make you say his name.
Don't make me say it, it'll be here all night.
Some lad today, I think he'll be watching it. He said, thanks, thanks. I said, just press the like and get the algorithm out there. And he got back to me and he said, I can't even say that word, never mind. I said, I can't spell it. Brilliant. That's the humour. That's the humour of our lads. We were looking at absolutely brilliant. And Brian Headley says, MacAllister Jones Betetich sounds good, but we need another along with Trent. Well, this is what we've been talking about, Brian. Ben Joke says Lee Brady as well to add to that pressing list. He will have a bigger season for himself. I think get him training more with the legends like Salah, etc. And he will learn a lot. I agree there. And I think he will be... I think everyone's going on about the Europa League. Do you agree with me when I say this? That it'll be good for the likes of what Lee Brady's mentioned, Ben Doak and the rest of these lads to get some blooded, something blooded into them with the Europa League.
The thing is, Frank, it's European Cup or whatever. No, it's a cup to go for.
Yeah.
And the party's in Dublin. So that's where I'll be aiming. I'm going there Friday, by the way. I'm going Friday.
Nice. Mario's thoughts?
Yeah, you're going there Friday, aren't you?
Yeah,
Are you gonna
I've got a wedding on Saturday.
You're going to tell her to keep your seat warm in the pub. So listen, lads, come on, let's get back to the football. Never mind all this. Right, let's see. Hang on. Gee, I'm hopeless at this. Right. We need a pressing monster of a similar style to Ginny. Yeah, Ginny Wijnaldum, who we've never replaced. I think that's a very good point because I've been saying that.
MacAllister is the first transfer in the midfield after Ginny Wijnaldum left.
Yeah. And that's... So who gets criticised for that?
Everyone.
It must be Klopp. And there's
everyone. Yep.
They should have seen it. I seen it. Tommy's seen it. You've seen it, Marius. You've seen it, Brian.
Why did they let him go?
Because he wanted the same money as Milner. That's why they let him go. He said no. Manny wanted the same money as Milner.
Manny should have made more money than Milner.
Yep.
Let's just say that.
Yeah.
And Ronaldo was too.
Yeah, they both should have made more than Milner. Yeah.
It's not.
But anyway, that's water under the bridge, I guess.
It's not.
Now, there again, see, we're all frightened to criticise Jurgen Klopp. Well, that's one of the criticisms he should take.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
He's responsible for that. Yes.
Yeah.
And he should be. Everybody should be criticised. I
Yeah,
remember
that's what they're there
Shankly
for.
being criticised by older people than me. I remember Bob Paisley again being criticised by fellas older than me and myself.
Criticized for what?
Exactly, but it's like
He only won
anything.
3 European Cups.
That's like
No, I mean
27 cups in 9
like
years, and he's criticized.
hang
For
on.
what?
I'm going to turn you all. I'm going to turn you all. No, what I mean is, like when, say, like you wanted Peter Cormack to be in that team, just for example,
Yeah.
I'm just saying this, and he gets dropped,
Yeah.
and you go, why has he dropped him? Why is he? This is Shankly, by the way. Why has he dropped him? I disagree. So I criticise him. Same as Bob Paisley. Same as Bob Paisley. He said, I'm telling you now, David Fairclough, he brought me home one night, and I was chatting to him, and he said, I said, what's the biggest disappointment you've ever had? He said, not getting picked for the European final. I said, why? He said, because Bob told me I'd be playing, and he didn't play me. He said, I was a kid, and I was crying my eyes out. And that was a big disappointment. And I said, did you criticise him? He said, I'm criticising him now. So even players criticise. Do you see what I mean? No one's infallible to criticism. Nobody. Everybody gets criticism.
I mean, I could agree with Fairclough if he got beat.
Yeah.
But we never got beat.
It was just a thing, I said, what's your biggest
Yeah,
disappointment?
I understand.
That was his biggest disappointment. That's all. Nothing like major, you know what I mean? Because we went on a Monday thing.
Yeah.
But they're players, and obviously players criticise. Tommy Smith, I always remember Tommy Smith having to go with Shankly, and Shankly said, he called him in the office. Oh no, we went over and they were all playing. He said, Tommy, come here. Come here, son. He said, you're off to Stoke. Walked away. And he was mesmerised. Shankly says you're off to Stoke.
Now there's another thing we're talking about Shankly. He done the same with Saints. Done the same with he never had no favourites.
Yeah.
Now Jürgen has kept hold of his 2 favourites to the last minute. And he's only just let him go now.
He still wanted to keep hold of him only for the owners. The owners said no. No. He wanted to give him another contract, which is, which is no. Why didn't he give Gini Wijnaldum another contract? See what I mean?
Yeah.
Just nuts. It's just nuts. But, criticism goes around. It always goes around.
Constructive criticism is good.
Oh, that Odegaard is Norwegian. I think you said that, didn't you, as well, Marios?
Yeah, me.
Yeah, well, Steve Evans has made us.
Thank you, Steve.
Forgot all about Gapco as well. How could I forget what a season he had? And he only arrived in January, says Lee Brady.
Yeah. Well, he surprised me and you, Frank, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Quick fit, yes. It seems like he's in the team for years.
Oh, yeah. He's another Bobby.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we keep forgetting about Basic. I keep forgetting about him. He's probably our best player when he got injured.
Casino wanted to come to us in the last 2 windows, says Charlie Wood. How about that?
Well, hopefully we'll get him in this one.
That'll be nice. That'll be very nice.
That'll be brilliant.
Jake Whittaker, Declan Rice in midfield.
He's going to Arsenal, mate.
And that's what I mean. It's all about.
After the cup final tomorrow night, he's signing for Arsenal.
That is a good point. Oh, for a modern day Terry McDermott.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And Soulboy Fran says, totally agree, Marios. Getting top class midfielders in takes so much pressure off the centre backs. I've said that continuously. I really have, because the midfielders feed the forwards and they also protect the back four.
Yes.
And once our midfield disintegrated into the nothingness, that's where our back four became under pressure every single game.
Yeah.
Until the last few games, the last 10, I think, when Klopp brought in Plan B and then bringing in Trent into midfield.
That's why you'll never go back to right back.
Yeah.
Yeah, are we getting it right back this window, or is that the talk?
Well, this is what we don't know. We need
That's what we're just talking about, yeah.
And we need a centre back.
We need, yes.
Yeah.
We need a centre back.
As we said about Caicedo, he would be ideal.
The investment will come back into the mix when the window was closed, says Charlie Wood. How many times has that happened?
Mm-hmm.
It's done every window. As you said, Marios, before, we've signed one player in 4 years. Even we never replaced Ginny. When he went, we never replaced him. And one player. And, well, all right, you can't say about Arthur Mello, can you? You can't really say anything about him.
Yeah.
All right.
We bought Keita and Fabinho in the summer of 2018, and then until today, only Thiago came in.
Thiago, yeah. FSG's transfer policy has held us back incalculably, says Stephen Snape. New stands don't fill trophy cabinets.
Yeah. Good point.
But they sell themselves, don't they? Whatever you build, it sells.
Was it 2.7 million per match now?
Our Francine's looking in, so no swear.
What was that, Bri?
I was just saying, with the new stand, saw somewhere that's an additional 2.7 million per match now that the club will make.
Yeah,
an extra 2.7.
Yeah,
that's incredible, isn't it?
What's a nice chunk of change? Yeah.
There are so many sponsors now. I thought the Boy Scouts were on the pitch when I saw all the badges on the shirt. That's the crack of that, Charlie, Matt.
Well, the way they're going, yeah, you're right. We'll have a NASCAR-looking shirt with all the sponsors and badges on there, or Formula One. Just to save some room for the crest, okay? Just save some,
That must be the quip of the week or the month. Absolutely brilliant. Good to see you, Brian. Be careful driving whilst you're on your device. Chips are behind you.
Oh no, I'm parked. I'm okay now. Thanks.
Yeah.
There's Sammy Brennan. Sammy. Hello, Frank. Lad just tuned in. Says Sammy.
All right, Sam.
Have you ever seen that iconic picture? I'm going to tell you about this picture, right? And you see Shankly, and we just beat Leicester. I'm going back to 73. You must have seen this picture. And you see Shankly with his arms out, the cup behind him, and you see a little lad around his neck. You know, he's jumped up, and you see him like that, and the scarves around the shanks, and you see him, and this little lad, is around his neck, jumped on him. That's Sammy Brennan.
Wow.
That's Sammy Brennan. I said, that's one of the most iconic pictures.
Oh, wow.
And it is.
My God.
It is. It's one of the most iconic pictures. I said, how did you get that? And he said he was watching LFC TV, and, they were showing old film, and you see that particular time that Shankly was walking around, you know, by the cop, and he was like this, and this little lad jumps on him, you know, at the side and grabs his, you know, his neck.
That's what he said, Frank. He said,
took a
who's
picture.
that old fella with Sammy Brennan?
And there was a great quote to go with that, actually, because this is it's in everything. And there was a cop, you know, walking around the pitch, and he kicked a scarf. He kicked a red and white scarf because they threw it at her, the Shanks, you know, and he kicked the scarf. And Shankly picked it up, and he said to the cop, "That's somebody's life."
Wow.
Isn't that brilliant? And that's on the same picture. So, you know, it's just absolutely fantastic. And that's Sammy Brennan for you. That's Sammy. Brian McGivern and buying. And we're playing them as well, aren't we?
Mm.
Who's going to pay the price? Who's on their way out? Because MacAllister is supposed to be signing. Believe us, Brian. Believe us, he's signed, mate. He really has. He's signed. Because we won't have any of that messing. They play in the Europa League, but Klopp will take it easy, seriously, because it's the only trophy he hasn't won with Liverpool. But when we were in the Europa final, you know, we did play the kids. It's going right through. Didn't we? You know, half of the kids, that is. Not all the time. And when we got to
the good thing, we'll have the best goalkeeper anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because he's staying, isn't he? Isn't he staying?
And Charlie once says, Paisley once said, we've had bad seasons as well. We came seconds once. Think about that. I know. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And Sammy says, a midfielder I would take a good look at is John McGinn of Aston Villa. Tremendous box-to-box player.
Yeah,
really aggressive.
Yeah, he's busy, lad.
Aggressive. He's very aggressive because he plays well against us down here, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a very busy lad.
Okay.
But then again, we need homegrown players as well, because if you don't have homegrown players,
really good point. Yes,
from 25 down to 21, doesn't it?
Yeah,
that's the way it is.
Yeah, and we're losing two homegrown players, Milner and Oxlade-Chamberlain. Yes.
Well, we're getting 3. Sip Vandenberg will be a homegrown this year. I saw that I forget where I saw Vandenberg, who doesn't play, but he's homegrown. I think Curtis Jones. Well, he already is.
Yeah, he is 22 now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And someone else, and yeah, they'll all count towards homegrown because played 3 years before they're 21, or whatever the stipulation is for homegrown. But yeah, we're getting 3, but we're losing 4, I think. So.
Well, Vandenberg, to be honest, Brian, they reckon he's going to Leipzig.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah, Leipzig.
All right. Well, we're losing him. Okay.
They want him. Is it Leipzig? Yeah, Leipzig. They want it. Oh, is it Schalke? Okay. I'm not quite so sure, but it's one of them anyway. They want him.
Yeah.
He's already there, you see, on loan.
Okay.
I remember Paisley dragging Craig Johnson off the pitch when he was brilliant. He says he was too quick for the rest of them. Say so much, man. Oh, and says Stephen Snape says we criticise because we care so intensely. Few fans have our level of commitment to the cause as us. Plus, if we see an outstanding contribution by an individual, we feel our observations are ignored.
True.
It's true, that, isn't it?
Well said, Stephen. Yeah.
That's absolutely true.
Yeah, when we love someone so much, you are the top criticizer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally took that wrong. What you were talking about, Paisley being criticized. I'm like, wait, what? Yeah, I was like, who criticized Paisley? And well, what more could he do? So, yeah,
Yeah.
I was taken aback by that, but thanks for clarifying that whole anecdote. Yeah.
It wasn't personal.
No. I was just I think I was also thinking towards modern fan, like, okay, what?
Yeah.
You won 27 cups in 9 years. All right,
Yeah.
didn't win 30. Is that the problem? Yeah.
But don't you think it's criminal that he never got knighted?
Yeah.
It's criminal.
Yeah.
Most successful manager in British football.
Yeah, no one could emulate it. And don't forget, not only in British, at the time, he was the only manager to win the European Cup 3 times with the one club.
Yeah. And when he won it, if you got beat, you were out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd have to be champions of your country.
Yeah. And if you got beat, you were out.
Yeah. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
That was what you call European Cups. You know, you're champions. It's great to win. You don't get me wrong. I'm made up, that we've got 6.
Sure.
We could have had 7. We should have had 7 only for Carrius.
Well, Karius got us there.
Oh my God.
He got us there where Mignolet was going. Well, who knows what he was saying out there, but yeah, I mean, he faltered in the final, but he got us there to the final. So
if you look
give
at
credit to that.
It's still no excuse for his performance in the final, Brian.
Okay, yeah.
No, he threw the ball.
It was bad timing, but yeah, he got us there though.
He threw the ball to Benzema, for God's sake. Dreadful mistake.
He's not related to you, is he, Brian?
Yeah, right. Yeah. He owes me money. Well, he also took a forearm to the head from Ramos late in the middle of the game. So who knows?
Yeah, but obviously he never hit him hard enough.
Oh, this is a harsh crowd. Well, we can criticize Klopp. We can criticize Karius. All right, sure. All right, yeah. He blew it. He botched it. Right, Marios?
I was watching the Manchester City game in the CL when we beat them 5-1 on aggregate. Now you'll think, wow, he must have been great. Look at his positioning. Do you ever remember when we played Roma in Anfield? I was there, and I was right in the cup, and I was looking down, and I forget who hit it. This, Roma lad hit it. And Karius went up, and it was like rainy, and he didn't know how to deal with it, and it hit the bar.
I hit the bar. Yes.
Okay, yeah. All right, I remember that now.
But the Manchester City game, I was watching it the other day. I was just sitting there watching it, and his positioning was dreadful.
Are you listening to this, Brian?
Dreadful. And who saved them was our back 4 and bad misses. And I'm talking about our upper main road or the Etihad or wherever it was. And bad misses. And lucky as well. So lucky. I don't think he made a clear save. Honestly.
No. But he had cat-like reflexes, though. He was quick. He had quick reflexes. And I think he over-relied on that. I guess along the lines of, say, Alberto Moreno, who had blistering pace on the left flank, but he was always out of position, and he always relied on his recovery speed.
It's the only way displaying goal. The only goalkeeper I've seen put a worse displayed net in was Peter Bonetti in 1970 against the Germans. Watch that game, the quarter-final.
Okay. He got shelled?
Peter Bonetti playing for England because he poisoned Gordon Banks. I've never seen a display of goalkeeping in my life worse than that.
Yeah.
Gordon Banks had raised the bar pretty high, though. I mean, anyone would.
No,
Even
we were
Peter
2-0
Shilton.
up. We were 2-0 up at 20 minutes to go. And just watch his
the
performance.
conspiracy theory, he poisoned Gordon Banks.
Poisoned Gordon Banks.
He poisoned Banksy so he couldn't play in it. And his name is the Cat.
Yeah, it was.
Vanetti's nickname is the Cat.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Well, get that on YouTube. Get that on YouTube.
1970. I remember.
I watched it.
Wasn't it in?
I'll look it up.
Was it in Mexico? I'm sure. It was
Mexico, yes.
Yeah. And he was awful, wasn't he?
Oh my God! Never seen nothing like it in your life.
Oh,
Well, I didn't know that Gordon Banks was.
He got poisoned. He poisoned him.
Was it Montezuma's revenge? Is that what happened? He was like mixed in tap water. Is that what happened?
Oh, brilliant. Sammy Brennan says a player we need is a replica of Ronnie Whelan. Do you remember Ronnie?
Yeah, he scored some good goals, Ronnie Whelan.
He was. Do you think he was underrated though? Similar.
He
to
could have been, yeah.
He was, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
He really was. Frank, do you remember when Shankly stood on the cup? Yeah, I do say so, boy, Frank. Yeah, I do. I do remember him being on the cup. And yeah, Snapey says Ben Doak is homegrown, and he is.
That's right, yeah.
But he's too young though, isn't he? I mean, he got to be a certain age. He's only 5 and 3'2".
Put him in. If he's good enough, if he's young enough, he's good enough.
Okay, fine. London Middle Earth, then. Okay, yeah. Put him on that team. He's so young and small. God. Oh man.
People forget
don't rush him,
Alex Ferguson almost got sacked. We don't talk.
Yeah, one game. He was one game away from getting the sack.
He hated Liverpool. Hated them. Never known.
There was no love lost there either.
No manager. I've never known a manager to hate Liverpool or any other team for that matter than him.
It was jealousy, Frank.
Yeah, it was shocking. There was no let up with it. I remember we beat them up at Old Trafford 4-1.
Yeah.
And he came out and blatantly said the better team lost.
Yeah.
Never forget that.
Yeah. Well, did you hear the other clown on Saturday after the cup final? Man United are the only team who could play City against City like that. Run City that close. That's what that clown at Manchester United said. Man United are the only team who could run City that close.
The delusion is strong.
Who said that?
Exactly.
Ferguson.
No, Ten Hag, whatever his name is.
Oh, that way.
Well, he has to. Yeah.
Yeah, he does. He has to, doesn't he?
He has to say that. Okay, yeah, whatever, Ten Hag. Yeah, okay.
He just
cut on the head. Yeah, okay, sure thing. I'm sure you believe that.
I'm gonna go straight to you, Brian. Then to you, Marius. Then to you. All right, Tom. Leave days, and I think this is a very important question. I really do. What do you think we should do with young Cavallo? Loan him or sell him? I think a loan would be good, and to get him game time and see what he's like the season after. I like this kid a lot, says Lee Brady. I'm going to you, Brian. What would you do?
I like him a lot too. But I think I hope we haven't lost him. I think a move away is probably in his best interest. So I saw something where Klopp said there's no place for him on the squad. So yeah, I'd say just let him go. Good luck, Godspeed. I love his style, I love his game, but if there's no place for him, then there's no place for him.
I don't know. I think I'd loan him out and hope that we keep him.
Yeah, me too. I think that also the club is in that way. They don't want to sell him. They want to loan him or to have a kind of buyback clause because they still believe in his potential. And Klopp still believes in his potential, even if he doesn't use him. I think the problem with Carvalho is in defensive wise. I think
Yeah, okay.
that's the problem because
So
he's
where'd you
really
play him then?
skilled attacking wise, but defensive
Yeah.
wise he needs really work hard.
Yeah.
Where would you play him?
What would you say, Tommy? What would you say about him?
I'd definitely keep him and loan him out. Loan him back to Fulham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. That's a good shout. That. But why loan him out? I like him, and he's
Yeah, but
only good player.
he's not going to get a game time, Frank, is he? And that's what he needs.
Well, the way our injury thing is,
Oh, yeah.
I think he'd get loads of game time, to be honest.
No, that's what we thought this season. Is but he'd rather send Milner on than Carvalho.
I think that was pay as you play, in my opinion. The more you go on the pitch, even if it's for 5 minutes, you get paid. I really believe that. With Milner, that's why the owners must have said, you're putting them on, 10 minutes to go. And, we know what you're doing. That could easily be the case. And that's why
So you got an appearance clause? Is that what you're saying?
Sorry?
There's an appearance clause in his contract, you think? So
I reckon, yeah. I definitely, because he was going on with 5 minutes to go, 10 minutes to go. And,
yeah.
when he was desperate, I'm talking about Klopp.
Yeah.
And he was leaving the likes of young Carvalho. I always remember, now, me and Tommy discussed this, and it was on the day of the game. And he brought Trent up to put Milner on. What was we saying, Tommy? We said there's something up there with him.
You've never seen a look on Trent's face in your life.
It was like thunder. His face was like thunder when he was coming off. I said, this is phony, this. He's putting them on for a wage. It must be for a wage.
Yeah, but surely he doesn't need the money, Frank.
Like through the season.
He must be a multi-millionaire now.
And young Carvalho, he was sitting there during games and he was being totally ignored.
Yeah.
And these are games, by the way, to change the game. And young Carvalho could have changed the game.
Yeah.
He was a forward and he was tricky and he was good and he could score goals, by the way. Don't forget the Newcastle last seconds of the game.
Oh, that the game? Spectacular game.
So Paisley wasn't like. I'll just say this: Paisley wasn't knighted because our face doesn't fit with the establishment. It's that simple, say Stephen Snape.
Sure.
And that's there's one for careless hands.
There's no colour.
I have to drop. I'm sorry. I've been summoned, so I will leave. But thank you again, Frank.
Oh, no,
it's right.
Not that you could get on, Brian. Just made up.
Yeah, I just sneak out to my car. So yeah, I will get gladly for the show. All for the cause. Yes.
Must be some car that you've got, lad.
All the way.
That's our secret. You never saw me.
It's like a big camper van. Anyway, thanks a lot, Brian.
Thank you, Brian.
Cheers, Brian.
Take care. All right, we'll talk soon.
Ciao.
Take it easy, mate.
Ciao.
You too.
Bye now, Brian.
You too. Wow.
Like, he made an effort.
Brilliant.
All the way in Seattle. And he's in there. Come out to this guy.
And I'm struggling to get on from Preston.
Look at that from Athens, you know, and incredible, absolutely incredible.
That's so nice.
Hey, Frank, it was easy getting on from Turkey, but it is for me.
Right, okay. What about this then? Speaking of Carrius, lads, did you ever know that if he had bounced the ball that night, hang on, yeah, Benzema would have been told to move away. Ex-Celtic manager Neil Lennon told me this. I didn't know that.
What does that mean?
If he would have bounced the ball, he didn't bounce the ball. He didn't bounce the. You watch it again. He didn't bounce the ball. He just threw it. And that's what
I'm with you, yeah. With the goal, yeah.
That's nice. Benzema would have been told to move away. And that's why
I'm with you. I'm with you now.
Neil Lennon. And he told him.
Frank, I'm looking at my battery, and I haven't brought my lead up here, and I've got 17% left.
Oh,
so if I just pop off, I haven't dropped that a lot, and it's just died on me.
Well, just in case, don't forget tomorrow.
I'll be there for our 10, mate. I'll be there for our 10.
Thank you. Lee Brady says, I've recently seen a lot of talk about Mane coming back.
Oh.
Do you think this would work now? I don't think he will. And I hope not too. I like to move on when players leave.
I'll tell you this then. I'll tell you this. When we sold him, there was uproar. Why did we sell him? 20-odd goals a season. He hasn't been gone a full season yet, and yet they don't want him back. I'd have him back tomorrow.
Francine said the same. She said the same.
I'd have him back tomorrow.
To me yesterday, she said, I'd have him back, Dad, because he's got goals in him. He knows how Liverpool play. And if we bring in these midfielders, he'd be wonderful.
I would definitely have him.
Wonderful.
What about you, Marios? Would you or what?
No, I think we have to move on.
So you wasn't sad when we sold him?
Sorry, I asked the question of if we would like to bring him back. That's why I said no.
Would you have sold him?
No. The only reason is because he wanted to leave.
Yeah.
He wanted to leave, so that's why we sold him.
Because he wanted the same money as James Milner. I find that laughable.
It is, you know, it's unbelievable, isn't it, really? When you come to think of it. But you're not getting sold these things. Not only not getting sold, but I've always called, unfortunately, Liverpool a washing machine. I'm talking about the owners, and you know the spin that comes out of them is unbelievable.
Yeah.
The spin, and that's why, like Shumani last season, you know, we never got him, and that's why I don't believe that the money was there for him. I do not believe the money was there because there wasn't a contingency plan. Yeah. And someone asked Jürgen, why wasn't there a contingency plan? And he said, because I wanted him, and we can't get you till next year. This is now. And have we got either? No.
But the thing is, in hindsight and looking the way we are, everybody's going on about Jude Bellingham. Right? We all wanted him to come. But we knew there was no way we were going to pay that money for him.
Yeah. No. Why? Because of the owners. It's a simple. Yeah. And you know, you get criticised for saying things like that. You do. I get criticised. I said, well, why can't they buy him? Oh, well, you know, we've got to pay for the stand. Hang on a minute. These are the stupid excuses. There's everybody Aston Villa is going to spend more money than us.
Yeah.
Aston Villa. Think about that. Without going to like Manchester City, they're going to buy. Arsenal are going to buy. Newcastle are going to buy. Man U are going to buy. Even Tottenham are going to buy. Chelsea are going to buy. And yet, we're not going to spend as much money. Well, nowhere near as Aston Villa.
Can you believe that someone is going to spend 100 million on Harry Kane?
I'm not bothered who buys him.
I know I'm not bothered, and I'm not. I mean, don't get me wrong. His record speaks for itself.
Yeah.
But 100 million. How old is Harry Kane now?
29.
He's 31, something
30,
like that.
31,
Something
Yeah,
like that.
that's a lot of money.
So.
I'm not knocking his record or nothing, but 100 million is a lot of money for them.
But it's similar to what someone asked before. Would you bring Son in from Spurs? Son's a great player.
He is, of course, he is.
Francine said that a few years ago. She said, "I'd love him to be playing for us." That Sammy Brenner is a
he
great
would love it too. He would love it too. I think.
Say that again, Marius.
I think he would love it too. Son would love to play for Liverpool and for club. Yeah, I think he respects a lot Jürgen and he admires him. So
he does. And do you ever remember when he has his arms around
him?
Yeah,
yeah, of course.
He really has his arms around him.
Yeah.
But you just couldn't afford him.
Yeah.
This is the thing, we can't afford anybody unless we get them for 35 million or something. A great Shankly story is told by Tommy Smith was every time the Reds played home or away, Shanks have a team sit down to a team dinner, and they always had steak, chips, tomato, peas, wherever in the world wherever Liverpool have played. They would have the same pre-match meal, steak and chips. And years later, Shankly's daughter got married. It was a big wedding. All the team went and sat down to a wedding lunch. And what was on the menu was steak and chips. Tommy Smith told him that story. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that lovely? You know, a wedding's in it, steak and chips. Ice, son. You can imagine that. But they're the stories. They're the great stories of the Shanks.
Frank, it's going off.
You're on
tomorrow at past 10.
Yeah, we're on the telly.
Yeah.
Yamas, mate.
Yamas, mate.
Frank,
see you
going
next
down.
week.
I'll see you tomorrow.
At past 10.
Please, yeah. All right, mate. Thank you. He's great, isn't he, Tommy?
Yeah, he is.
We've got a fella who comes out in Seattle, from a business meeting or whatever, sits in the back of his car and is on here. We've got Tommy who's looking after dogs and his phone's going. Yeah, just.
So, Brian comes to Liverpool often.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
he does.
I need to inform him about the event on August 17th.
Oh yeah, that'd be great, to meet up.
I would love to meet him also. Yes.
Yeah, he's a sweetheart. Honestly, he's a really lovely fella. I'm very passionate, by the way, about the Reds. Really passionate about the Reds. We went out one night, and it was great. It was right into the city centre we went, and we were drinking, just me and him. And he said, it's surprising how friendly. He said, I'm used to it now, how friendly the people in Liverpool are. He said, it's just wonderful. And that was a lovely thing to say, showing respect to a city that he's a visitor to. But they all say that. Everyone says that. It's nice. It's great.
Weeks are like that, so I think it would be a perfect fit Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Greeks are famous for their hospitality and for their
Yeah,
open heart
yeah.
and that. Yes. So
I was talking last night about how I didn't finish the story off, I think. And I was talking last night about, I think it was, about how Liverpool in 2008 we got the capital of culture, right?
yeah.
So different cities were going around of the
Yeah.
UK, saying why we should be the capital of culture, why we should, and you see the likes of Oxford, for example. And anyway, she was an Olympian, this girl, and she was one of the judges, to sit down and choose what city. Anyway, she came up to Liverpool. They all had to come to Liverpool, have a look around and walk around. And she gets to Liverpool and she gets off at Lime Street Station. She walks down and she has to get to, she looks at her watch and she said she's late. She said, I was thinking I was late. And anyway, she seen this couple and she said, do you know where such a place is? I really need to get there. And now, Tessa was a javelin thrower, in the Olympics. I forget what Olympics. Anyway, they were trying to direct it and they were pointing, do there and do this and turn right, turn left. And this taxi pulls up and says, I just seen you pointing there. You're okay, love, to this girl. And the couple said she needs to get to Exeter Place. And he said, yeah, I'll sort it out. Yeah, I'll jump in and I'll take you down. Because the couple said she's late for it. And they didn't know what she was going for, or, neither the taxi driver. And he shot her down there. And he went quick routes. And anyway, he got her there. And she said, how much do we owe? And he said, no, have it on me, just go and enjoy yourself, whatever.
Wow.
So anyway, she went. And then another judge went, he was going all over the country. And I always forget this fella's name. And he was going all over the country and he was asking for a certain beer. Not one of the cities who was up for the capital of culture had this beer. So we went into this pub in Liverpool and he said there was only two people in there, two mates, chatting. And it was like lunchtime. And he said to the barman, and he asked for this particular beer. Now, don't forget, it's the European capital of culture bit. And the fellow went, hang on a minute. So he went and he lifted the part of the floor up where the cellar is. And he went down to the cellar. And he came back with a crate of this beer that no other city had. And he said, is this the beer you want? And he went, yes. And the two lads, heard him. And they said, yeah, mate, we'll get that. Come and join us. And they bought him that drink. So Tessa Sanderson said that because of those two, that couple and that taxi driver, swayed me for the friendliness and the help and everything I got that day in Liverpool. And any visitor to Liverpool would feel the same, be welcomed. And I forget the fella's name. And he said exactly the same. He said, I went to all the different cities and asked for that beer. This is supposed to be the European capital of culture. And not one of those cities had this beer, this European beer. But Liverpool did. And they went down the cellar, brought it back. And two fellas who were standing there, who were talking to me, said, yeah, we'll get that. So, have it on us. So that's why, Liverpool is, favourable. That's why we've got so many fans.
Yeah.
From all over. I'm sure
I will feel that warm atmosphere in Liverpool. I'm looking forward to it. Yes, I'm pretty sure it would be really nice. Yes.
You will. These will all see you. And Lever 80 says, thanks lads for tonight. I'm off to sleep now. Back to the dreaded long school runs tomorrow. Hopefully, by next LFC podcast, we will have bagged Toram and Kone. That's great. Let's hope so, Lee. Lads, thanks a million to you, to you all. Been great as usual. Very enjoyable. Up the Reds. If we don't get MacAllister, Tommy and Frank's windows are getting it. Take care, lad. Brilliant. And Sammy Brennan says, Shankly once said that if he owned his own company, then he would only employ Scousers because they are the only group of people who he can rely on. How cool is that? How cool is that? And everyone who comes to the city love it, says Charlie Wood. People who have never been here, that dislike us. That's true because they've never been to Liverpool. And Stephen Snape says, you'll have a scintillating 17th of August, Marius.
Oh my God, thank you. I'm looking forward, really, I'm looking forward. Yes.
It is, because there's no need for me to say that you'll be made most welcome. And honestly, you won't. You'll just enjoy it. You'll meet all the people. You'll meet some of these as well.
Yeah, of course.
You'll
all
meet
of
some
you,
of these.
yes.
And, I think Brian will make an effort, unless he's, as they say, go on vacation. At that time of the year, but we don't know. You never know. He might just be over for us.
I need to text him. Yes, of course. As soon as possible.
Of course. Well, anyways, just for me to say thank you, Marius, for tonight.
Thank you, Frank, once again.
It's been good, hasn't it? It has.
Yeah, great. Not only good, yes.
But I think George will be back for next week as well. So next Tuesday, let's hope that we've got someone else. That's why I said MacAllister. Who else? That's why the title was.
Yeah.
And let's just hope that we are making, and they've got to be good signings. They have to be.
Of course, we have
for us to pick up the baton what we dropped. Let's go on that big marathon again. Did you like the analogy there?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I like the word.
All right. So anyway, I'll let you go, and I'll see you next Tuesday if you don't mind.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Of course.
And George and Tommy were there. Anyway, I'll let you know what went on with me and Tommy tomorrow. Okay, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Thanks a lot, man. They're all saying.
So much.
They're all saying good night, lads. It's
good
been
night,
great.
Good night.
Good night, lads. One and all. Boss Gab as usual.
Thank you.
And it's been really good. And Marius, see you next Tuesday. Eh?
Thank you. There, see you.
And as the other fella says, Yamas.
Yamas.
See you next week, Marius. Ciao.
See you, mate. Ciao.
Bye-bye. And that's just for me to not just, saying a goodbye to Marius and George. Not George, I'm sorry. Marius and Brian Fennell. And also me mate Tommy Batty. But it's a big good night to you. And always press the like button just, to get the algorithm out there. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you have had a good night. And let's hope this time next week we'll have someone else to talk about. Other players, that is. Other players. Thank you so much. And as the Italians say, ci vediamo. Ciao bella tutti. Ciao.